Alright, so this is a two-wheel balancing car I just built on the breadboard using Arduino Uno, my controller, and the MPU 6050 IMU sensor. And the system is being powered up by this LiPo battery. It's a 3-cell LiPo battery. It's giving you a little bit more than 12 volts DC voltage. And I'm using this barrel jack connector to connect the voltage output of the battery to the microcontroller directly, because the microcontroller has a 5 volts DC regulator. I think it's AMS 1117. So the 5 volts output will be supplied to the microcontroller itself, and also the motor driver's logic voltage input. Okay, so the 5 volts comes from the AMS 1117 to supply the microcontroller and the logic input of the DC motors. And the 12 volts also directly goes to the driver's voltage input of the motor drivers, and being used to drive the two stepper motors. So the way it works is, if I do not power it up, you can see it's gonna tip over, right? It's gonna will not be able to stand still on the table. Okay, but the thing is, if I power it up, the PID controller inside the Uno microcontroller is going to be activated, and whenever it leans forward, the IMU will be able to sense that movement, and the wheels will roll in this direction to compensate that movement. It's the same story when it leans backward. So that's how it is able to keep the car stand still on the table. Let's do a quick demonstration. So I'm gonna plug in the power supply and hold it stand still like this. Alright, so the surface is not really flat. So let's change the angle like this. And I'm gonna power it up again. Okay, so now it's balanced. The thing is, the table is not super flat, so I have this kind of issue. But the way to do that is you can reset the microcontroller to let it recalculate the set point of the PID controller. And I have a full bottle of coffee here. This is a metal cup. It's pretty heavy, I think, like 2 pounds probably at least. And I'm gonna put on the top and do a quick test. So it is still able to balance, right, itself. Okay, no problem at all. Take it off. Works perfect. Okay, so when you are building this prototype, I highly recommend you, after test everything out on the breadboard, convert it into a prototype PCB or a formal PCB board, because whenever this falls over, it's gonna damage the wires. Sometimes can cause short circuits, which will burn the parts. And it's better since the hardware connection will not be changed at all. So whenever you are optimizing everything, it's mainly the software. So after the interface, the hardware connection are established, convert it into a PCB, okay, to minimize any kind of damage in the future. All right, hopefully you can repeat this on your side. Thanks for watching.